Imagine a version of yourself that knows everything, that never fails, and that has a perfect solution to every problem that it faces. Sounds amazing, right? Like, I'm sure you'd love to be that version of yourself. But as I'm sure you know, such perfection is impossible. And despite this, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you still pursue perfection. And it is because of your pursuit of perfection that you can't move forward. This is how the greatest flaw in mathematics, which is Gödel's incompleteness theorem, will change and shape the way you look about growth forever. Many of us chase perfection. We think or we want to be more successful or more skilled or always in control. We think that if we find some right formula, we'll unlock the secret to success, or the secret to never making mistakes, or the secret to getting rich. We chase perfection. And in the early 20th century, mathematicians wanted to do the same with math. They wanted a system that was complete and flawless. David Hilbert, who almost invented the theory of relativity before Einstein, was convinced that math itself was by nature complete and always consistent. In 1931, these beliefs were shattered when Gödel came along and published his incompleteness theorem. Gödel's incompleteness theorem proves that in any system complex enough to do arithmetic, there will always be true statements that cannot be proven within the system itself. To prove his theorem, Gödel developed a system called Gödel numbering, where every symbol, equation, and logical statement in mathematics is represented into a unique number. Essentially, math starts talking to itself using numbers. So, 0 is represented by the Gödel number 5. I'll get out of the way. And the equal sign is represented by the Gödel number 6. So if we wanted to write 0 equals 0, 0 equals 0, then it will be represented with the Gödel number 565. But with Gödel numbering, these numbers to represent equations become very big very quickly. So actually we can replace 565 with the letter A. So Gödel numbering is really Gödel numbering and lettering, I guess. But anyways, this lets us translate mathematical proofs into statements about numbers. And Gödel used this trick to create one specific statement. One that says, this statement cannot be proven within this system. Well, that's the meaning of it. The actual card says, there is no proof for the card with Gödel letter G. The only twist is that this card has the Gödel letter G. So in this entire deck of cards with numbers that represent all numbers and symbols and equations, you will never find a proof for this true statement. Because if you did, then this system is lying. It is no longer consistent because you found a proof where you're not supposed to find a proof. But because you can't find a proof, that means there is no proof for this true statement. Some examples of this are the twin prime conjecture, an unproven statement that there are infinitely many prime numbers separated by only one number. Another is the Collatz conjecture, where you take a number And if it's even, divide it by 2. And if it's odd, multiply it by 3 and add 1. The conjecture states that every number you start with will eventually reach 1. While we take these conjectures as facts, no one has ever been able to prove them. This means that no matter how hard mathematicians tried, there would always be truths beyond their reach. Gödel's second incompleteness theorem, which is also proven by his set of Gödel numbered cards, states that a system cannot prove its own consistency, meaning that math doesn't have a 100% chance of not contradicting itself. So think about that for a second. Math, which we see as a logical system, has to always live with a certain amount of uncertainty. You don't need absolute certainty to move forward. Growth isn't about knowing everything. It's about embracing uncertainty, taking action despite doubts, and learning as you go. Perfection is a trap. Gödel showed us that there's no such thing as a fully complete system. And the same is true for us. So stop waiting to feel perfect. Stop waiting to think of the perfect plan or the perfect way forward. Even mathematics, the very system we see as logic itself, the very system we build our world on, it has to live with uncertainty. And so do we. You don't need to know everything or have everything planned out or be ready for any given scenario. That sort of perfection is impossible. Just start. Just take that first step and go forward. If there's anything to take away from this video, it's this. Don't chase perfection. Chase growth. You don't need to be perfect to be successful, but you do need to start.